Yes, people, welcome to NAF. Monts and Aussie Goon is going to be here in about a few minutes, to be fair. So, but anyone that's here, make sure you smash the like. Anyone that's come over from FHTV, Football Heritage TV, aka Saba, big up yourselves. I know you're all Spurs, pretty much, because if you're not, then you're a little bit weird, because why else are you watching Saba? We're going to talk a little bit about Spurs later on as well, so don't worry. Keep your hair on. But remember, Saba, if anyone is a rival, Saba does rival stuff as well. It's not just on FHTV, but he's got his own new second channel as well, which we're gonna share it later on. So all of you lot, I can see that number go up at least by a good 20, 30, 40 people. Joined by Matt as well. What are you saying, Matt? It feels like it's been actually quite a long time. I don't actually want to hear Saba's voice because I was hearing it all morning in waffle about Tottenham.
No, I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me on, man. Listen, you know I love coming on Never a Foul, and I just love the wind up, you know what I mean? So now, big up.
You're a troll. I muted you on Twitter, and I still remains that way.
Wait, what have I done?
You're a troll. You're a troll.
What? I done that to you, bro.
No, this guy's a troll. I hand on heart, yeah. This Sava, this guy's a troll. I literally had to mute him. I had to mute him. Like I can't. No, you know what? How about this? I can't stand you. Like this is fine, but Twitter version, I can't stand you.
Oh,
yeah, I can't stand you.
The two faces, eh? The two faces of Matt. Here we go.
Nah. You know what? To be fair, you know what? I can't lie. When Man United have got like a little negative result, I just love putting an emoji to Cass. That is it. That's all I do. I don't say nothing. Just one emoji.
No. Anyways, but how are you doing? Anyways, you right?
I'm blessed, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Obviously, you've seen the draw and that now. You've got Real Madrid, so yeah, all good.
So I don't know why you're rubbing your hands like that.
Like, I was thinking Real Madrid.
No. But you know what it is here with Real Madrid? I want to see that tie. It's not all just about, I want to see Mbappe and them at the Emirates. Same way Barcelona used to come over. Yeah, they used to spank us. But I think we've got a chance, you know. I might be mad, but I think we've got a chance.
Do you want to repeat? Is that what you want to go with?
I think no. Do you know why I think we've got a chance? I've watched them. Yeah.
Thank you.
They haven't been spectacular this year. All right, it's Real Madrid and the
aura. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I hear it. You know, for me, yeah, bro, and you guys probably agree, it's the aura that worries me because your second leg is Bernabeu, bro. If we go their level, then yeah, we've seen them beat better teams. So, you know.
How are we doing, Sava?
I'm good. Just been waffling about Spurs, haven't we? Got a massive game, haven't we, tonight? Got a massive game. So, yeah. I'm good. Down here in 13th in the table, living the dream. You know, having some fun. Yeah.
I thought I was there. Monsters there, as you can see in his screen there. But yeah, Aussie Goon is going to be here very soon. Another, obviously, you can tell by the name, innit? Gooner. Funny old. He's funny anyways, man. But yeah, let's talk about Arsenal versus Real Madrid. We're going to be talking about Konate, who reportedly, apparently wants PSG over signing a new contract, because it's a funny old game. When we were just talking about the other day where Van Dijk got caught talking to Louis Campo and the president of PSG. So it's like they want to nick one of their centre-backs. It's like Liverpool, for everything they're doing so well, it's like all their players want to get nicked. So it's funny that, isn't it? But then obviously we've got Spurs later on against Alkmaar. Deji's going to the game, and Deji's record's horrendous. So that's that. And then Man United's got Sociedad. We'll see what happens there. But Arsenal facing Real Madrid next round. You say you've got a chance. I say you might do. It just maybe if the whole front line of Real Madrid gets injured, then yeah.
Why are you mocking it? No, it's not. You know, it is. Listen, we all know they got aura, 15-time champions.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see that tie. You know, because we all spoke about PSV was this and that. It was easy. People say, you want to avoid Real Madrid? No, you want to beat these teams. Because let's say you do beat Real Madrid, right? Who do you then fear? You shouldn't fear anyone at that point.
Not really, no. Because you'd have PSG or Villa to go through and all that. You know what? To be fair, it is football. That's the only thing I like to say. It is football at the end of the day. If you are on your day game, you might score a set piece.
Yeah, and I think, Kaz, you agreed. Like Real Madrid haven't been spectacular. They get the job done. But they're not special, but it's the aura that worries me, innit? You're going to Bernabeu, your level, what's the capacity? 90,000. Can the Arsenal players deal with that? But I want to see how they cope with it.
Hey, I can't say the same. I'm about to have 100,000.
I'll back you up. Listen, I'll give my prediction on Arsenal Real Madrid later, but Real Madrid, whenever I watch Real Madrid, I never enjoy Real Madrid. Like they are a moments team. They have big players that provide big moments. But I thought over the 2 legs, Atletico were much the better football team. Much better chances. But Real Madrid just get it done. And they've been like this. They've been like this for decades. They get it done. But as a team, I don't actually think they're very good through the midfield. I don't actually think. I think their front three are all strangers. They're all brilliant strangers, but I don't ever watch them and go, "Oh, you're like, what's the Barcelona team of old? The Man City team of old. Even you look at the Arsenal Invincible teams. Man United. You went, oh, good teams. Madrid just a bit, yeah." Like,
you know what it
they
is?
get it done. They get it done.
They got a super transition team, in my opinion. They don't want to play football. Like the thing is, when Camavinga doesn't play, they don't play football. When Valverde's not in that midfield, they don't play football. Like at the moment, Valverde's covering right back, and they're playing Tchouaméni, who I actually, to be fair, I don't really rate him as highly as the other lot. He's a good player, but he's not as good as the other lot. And then they're playing a 4-year-old man, Modric. He's still got it. He's better than all my midfielders put together. Do you know what I mean? So on that note, it's cool. And then Jude Bellingham, he's a box crasher. He's not a footballer in terms of like midfielder. You want to keep possession. That's not his game, So they built a super transition team, Ancelotti, and that's what you're going to get. It's funny how we talk about Atletico Madrid and playing football, right? Like it's unknown. It's like a different way of Simeone this season. So this whole narrative that he plays defensive football, I looked at it yesterday and figured that's not defensive football.
Do you know what though? I think it's an easy. I don't know what Matt thinks about it. I think it's it's one of those things in football that gets said and everyone runs with it. Simeone's team is offensive. No, Simeone's got that brilliant ability of saying, you know what, for 90 minutes today, we're going to sit back. He's also got that ability of saying, you know what, we're going to sit back a little bit today and then we're going to punish on the counter-attack. But Atletico Madrid are a quality football team. They're very well drilled, very well organised. I just think what they lack is they've got some good players. They've got some very good players, but they don't have the Mbappe magic. By the way, another player who disappoints me a lot. They don't have the Mbappe magic. They don't have the Vinicius Junior magic. But as a team, I think they're a better, well-oiled team. But Real Madrid have got big guns and they get over the line. And big guns is what it's about. The team with the biggest guns, more often than not, win the biggest things. So,
I agree with that. I think the only thing is I can't see Real Madrid doing the block that the teams would struggle with this season. So I feel like Atletico were the team that I thought, man, I don't want Atletico in the sense of, like you said, up top, they don't have that Vinicius, Mbappe, Brahim Diaz, but solid midfield, Rodrigo de Paul, Gallagher, who I think has been fantastic this season, solid defense. And they're that type of team. You concede first, it's like very hard to break that down. And it's not just defensive because they've got a lot more than that. And I love what Simeone's done there because he's got a team there where he knows I don't have the money that they have, but we're going to play to our strengths. And them two hate him, which is why I always say I want them to win La Liga. I
feel like you have to go into low block with this. I say play them at their own game slightly and hit them on a counter attack because whether Saka's back or not yet is up to question because everyone saw that scar in that leg. Does anyone really believe he's coming back? And the thing is, he's going to want to come back. He sees quarterfinals Real Madrid. That's a way to announce your name on a stage again and be like, this is me. But my whole thing is like, I looked at like Vinny getting wrapped up yesterday by Llorente yet again and whatnot. And I feel like, oh, Timber could have a good battle there. And then I look at Mbappe, I say, well, I think Saliba likes people that want to run in behind and want on Gabriel. It kind of suits their game. They don't really want to, I don't think they like target men as much. The one that like to do the hold up stuff. Don't mean they can't get beaten, obviously. And then obviously the only part of my weakness, I think, is cool. Whether it's Skelly or Calafiori against Rodrigo, now that's an issue. That's an issue. And this is probably one game where you feel like, oh, Thomas Partey, this is your game. This is what you used to be against every other week. And you do it again with Declan Rice. Can you go to more of a 4-2-3-1 maybe? Can you play, I think Martinelli, are you tailor-made to rip up the right hand side. But on Valverde, you've got him like in terms of transition, by the way, not in general. But that's where I look at Arsenal thinking, cool, can Arteta go and summon like his inner demon and say, I'm playing the most disgusting football of all time, and go and try and get a result, because you have to go to the Bernabeu second leg. And it's like, that's
you know what? You know what? That's as well. Teams don't take their chance. If you look over all the years of Champions League where Real Madrid had them games, teams don't take their chances. How many times have you watched? And it's something that there's some magic with Real Madrid. Like, I remember Grealish hitting the post in that game when they lost 2-1, and then they've gone up there and scored 2 goals. Like, Borussia Dortment in the final had chances, didn't win. You know what I mean? Like, there's something.
Well, I seen Chelsea go there and have a great old time though.
You see what I'm saying? But even United, I remember United back in the, like, I think you went there, drew 1-1, Danny Welbeck.
Oh my God. And then in the second leg, that sending off killed us.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So I think they can be beaten. They do have the quality, but yeah, it depends how you go back to the Bernabeu.
But you look at both those teams though. We had a great team still. We had Van Persie. We had Scholes who come back from retirement. We had a great team. Nani was on form at that time. You talk about Man City. They had superstars all over the pitch. You got Marino up front.
That kills me. You know what? That's my biggest concern. We just don't have enough to get that goal. The way you lot are laughing, come on.
But I'm just being honest.
It's true. It burns, man. It burns because the chances that we had all them strikers injured at the same time, that's what annoys me. But anyway, let's just enjoy it, because if you lose, you turn around, you go, "Hey, it's Real Madrid." You know,
I'm just waiting for that.
I doubt for the first leg. I heard that he's fit now, but I don't want to do anything that hinders him going in fully fit to next season.
Right.
That's my thing. Listen, let give Wanyeri's run out, man. Listen, it could be his moment. It could be Wanyeri's moment. Who knows?
Is it Aussie? Nice to see you all the way from Australia. What you saying?
About what, my boys? Wanyeri? The fuckery that is Arsenal? I mean, where do we start, man? Come on, man. You guys talking about, what am I saying? What am I saying?
You got around with, I mean, look, Matt sounds like he's got all the hopium going on in the world for next round. And obviously, you're here. I ain't spoke to you in a while, to be fair.
Look, ain't nothing over till it's over, as they say. But it's not going to be fucking easy when you don't have a forward line, right? Like, seriously, it's an uphill battle. And I was sitting there talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I said, you know what? We get through. Why can't we turn the tables and play a low block against Real? And what else can we do? Well, what are we going to do? It's like we're going into this fight with like a fucking spoon, right? And everyone's coming in with knives and guns. Like, come on, dude, you just sit back with your spoon. You know what I mean, bro? We're a bit dull right now, a bit blunt.
If you set up against them properly, though, if you set up against them, they do struggle at times to break teams down. I've watched them a lot this season in La Liga. Loads of games where they just don't break teams down, Real Madrid. But again, you're right. It's going to be, do you have enough going the other way? Do you, when you have those moments, like last night, Atletico had Alvarez, who's for me really good striker. Do you have anyone like that will get at them, test them, keep them on their toes? That's going to be the big worry for you lot, right? I mean, I don't care as a Spurs fan, but have you got anyone to occupy Rudiger? Have you got anybody to pull on to Asensio? And I just don't know if you have.
See, I don't see it. Like, I know we smashed PSV the first time, right? We did demo job them. That's wonderful, right? That's first, second, and third win. But going forward, let's call a spade here. Come on. You got Mikel Moreno, who can't play midfield, let alone 9. He can't play 8, let alone 9. Martinelli, let's be honest, he's not back. And don't tell me he's 100% fit. That's bullshit. We've probably rushed him back. The only threat you've got is Wanyeri. Raheem Sterling, really? Are we going there? So up the front three is shambolic. Your midfield, yeah, okay, the midfield's half decent. Defensively, you're sound. I'm happy with our midfield. It's decent. But I got no one up front. No one. For God's sake, I'd take Eddie Nketiah right now. That's how desperate it is. I'm not joking, man. I'm not joking.
It's true.
let's be honest. Anyone here looking at Arsenal going forward, who are you worried about? If you're a defender, you're a number 4. All right, let's say you're a number 2. Who are you worried about? Who phases you?
Well,
Thing is, you just never know, though. I know what you're saying. I hear it. I'm just, the Arsenal fan mentality. We're like, we've got a bit of hope. We might do it. We can, and all this and that. So we're not sure yet. But I do agree with you. Like when I see Marino up top, I saw it at Old Trafford as well. I'm like, but then you're thinking, and you see when Odegaard's got the ball, everyone's talking about Odegaard just runs into these blind alleys. You don't know where to give it. It's like you're running with it. Who do I give the free ball to? We don't have anyone running in behind. So
let's be fair. One. You need to get a really good result. The first leg's at the Emirates, right?
Massive. Yeah.
You've got to go there. You've got to go there with a lead. I just don't think you can go there losing or drawing. I think you've got to take a lead there. But yeah, he's got to figure something out going forward because at the moment you lot look, like, haven't you got any kids up front? Like, haven't you got I'm not saying that would be the answer in general, but this season when you're putting Marino there, or have you not got a young striker or
you don't play though. There's one Butler. Is it Nathan Butler something? They don't play him. I think the one that burns me the most. I don't know about you, Zaguna. When I see the guy at Monaco that we gave away, Mika Birif, his name is?
Mika Birif, yeah.
And I see this smashing
55 pence.
I see this smashing in goals. I'm like, that is just typical Arsenal, isn't it? Just when we need a striker, we see someone smashing goals. But yeah, I don't know.
Put Martinelli up front. That's what I just say. Just play this just play direct. Martinelli originally is a striker anyway. Yeah, but if you're rushing back Saka, let's be real, you're rushing him back. You got Ethan. I just saw that super chat said Ethan Wanyeri down the middle. Why would you want Ethan Wanyeri down the middle when he's not done it really any time at all? Maybe one game as a false 9. I hear it, but it's like you're playing up against Rudiger. I need a bit more experience up front than someone that's been playing out wide, but quite class as well. To be fair, if that is the case, you'd probably want him out wide. You want someone that's got no fear, someone that's going to run at their right back. Or left back at that. Martinelli, don't give him a run, but you'd want Martinelli in for the in behind. That's the way I look at it. Do you know what I mean? But you just say Marino though, but Marino was playing at Sociedad. He might be quite used again. Another player that's quite used to playing Real Madrid. Might work in favour, no?
Could do.
As a 9. Did he play Real Madrid as a 9?
I personally wouldn't, but maybe this game it might work. I don't know.
No, and I'm not gonna say it's over before it's over, but I'm not gonna put a bet on this for Arsenal to win it. If we do, wow, right? Another one, right? Cool. But let's be honest, no one here can tell me where the goal's coming from. No one, unless it's a set piece and it's one of our centre backs on the end of it. Because at the moment, going forward, let's be honest, we got no one. I would be happy to change formations and bog down the midfield. Literally, bog it down.
Fair enough. By the way, people, there's 400 in the house, and I think there's only 100 likes. Not even 100 likes at the moment. Once it's looking as tired as me and you at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what it's been recently. The likes have just been mad. How about this? Yeah. I don't know why people don't like the video. Maybe because their teams are losing or their teams are winning. Like if you like the fact that Arsenal have drawn Real Madrid. I'm trying to see something. I just want to see something. You know what I'm saying? Just if you like the fact that Arsenal got Real Madrid, like the video. And if you think that Arsenal are gonna beat Real Madrid, like the video. I'm just trying to see what the Gooners are really saying. I mean, no, because there might be more delusion in here than we think. So I just want to see something. Let me see something. If we start losing likes, to listen, ain't my bad, yo. But yeah, man. I'm trying to see something. But
what do you think?
What do I think?
What do you think? Honestly.
But don't shake, bro. Don't. There is for me to say Arsenal are out is not out of the. That's not. You know what I'm saying? There's no abnormality about that. For me to say, I don't think.
No, it's true. I hear it. It's fair.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the audacity to think that Real Madrid are going to knock us out. You know what I'm saying? But that's not to say that you lot are going to get smoked in both legs. I didn't say that. Do you know what I'm saying? there's always going to be a chance because it's a game of football. Do you know what I'm saying? It's never 100% a chance. A team is never gonna do anything. What I would say is that at the Emirates, similar to what Sava said, you do have to probably take a lead back to the Bernabeu. And remember, it's not just about playing Real Madrid. You're playing Real Madrid and UEFA. I'm sorry, like everyone always forgets that. Like we all saw what happened yesterday. They're playing Real Madrid and UEFA and having to beef Heritage. You're playing 14 men. It's 12 versus 14. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? I hope that helps as to why I think you're not winning. It's not just about the fact that you have injuries, maybe the difference in the golf in quality right now, as we say. But we've seen iconic upsets. You know, we've seen what Henry done many years ago. You know, Real Madrid aren't necessarily impenetrable. Atletico Madrid took them to penalties and were this close to winning it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, editage, you know what I'm saying, happens. But Real Madrid are beatable. I've always said Real Madrid don't have this divine right to win. I believe if Barcelona play Real Madrid in the final, Barcelona win this UCL.
Yeah,
they win this UCL. So, but
who have Barca got in the next round, Mons?
Dortmund.
Is it Dortmund?
They'll beat them.
I'll double check.
Barcelona for me, but I don't know what you think, Mons. I think Barcelona play the best football in this tournament by a mile, but they do have a crazy high line, and they are susceptible to conceding a lot of goals. But going forward, they're the best team by a mile. So, I think you're right. If they play,
I'm telling you now, Inter Milan would wipe the floor of them.
I think because styles make fights. But at the same time, I just think Barcelona, again, I've watched a lot of their games this season, and Savio spot on with the high line. Their line is borderline suicidal. If you see the goal they conceded against Atletico last minute, the 4-4. It's suicidal.
What about Mons? Was it 4-0 earlier in the season against Real Madrid? But if you actually look in that first half, didn't like Real Madrid have something like 3 goals offside where it was like on the halfway line defending? It's suicidal. But Barca can go like that, and they're 2-3-0 up. They can bury teams very quickly. Are they in the same half of the draw as Inter?
Yeah, they're on the.
That would be a brilliant game. That would be a brilliant semi-final, Inter versus Barca. I'd love that.
Yes, but the only thing is that like I think they'd probably have to fear Marcus Thuram more than, because you want someone who's going to go in behind and stretch their back line. Well, not stretch their back line. It's not going to move, is it? It's just going to stay. Obviously, I know the high line for life. I know you're getting flashbacks. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing with the high line. If you're going to do it, you have to be literally Yamal, Lewandowski. You have to have that type of front line, that crazy style of football. And that's why
not like Spurs' high line. You can't.
You guys are suicidal without the. Even though you score goals, you're suicidal about getting results. But what was I going to say? I just feel like Barcelona aside for a second, Real Madrid, they have cool, and people aren't going to like what I'm about to say here. Mo Salah had a stinker over both legs for Liverpool. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that one, right? Vinny over 2 legs was
the all-time stinker yesterday, bro.
But the difference is between Real Madrid and Liverpool is that Mbappe can bail you out. Rodrigo can bail you out. They've got so many. Valverde can bail you out. Raheem Diaz was the one, I believe.
Julian Alvarez's left foot bailed them out.
You know, bro. Apparently his studs must. I personally.
No. People, I don't know if people don't know this yet, but the way they know with semi-automated offside is they've got a sensor in the ball. So if he's touched the ball, there will be a noise or sound wave that obviously elevates to show that ball has been obviously touched with something else or whatever. Rather than you just kicking it, there's another interference. So that's how they know. So people saying that, obviously I looked at this, figured they got absolutely robbed. Are you mad? Then another angle comes out from, I think it's ESPN Brazil. It looks like it did, because remember, the ball did loop, by the way. It's not like it just, because if he got under it, it would have just went over the bar. But it did loop in a fashion way. It looks like a deflection. And obviously they got they got that sensor stuff in the ball, innit? So that's where England's kind of taken long, is because they got to do all that sensor stuff and put it into their own footballs. Because obviously with the Premier League, we're getting sponsored by somebody else next season. I can't remember what it is. Is it going to Adidas? I think it is. Moving on from Nike.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are we
my
trying to
point is,
disallow goals like that, though, man? Like, why are we
Retake
know what I
it. Would you
mean?
not say retake it?
Yeah,
I think
Retake.
retake.
but the thing is, but in the normal game, if that happens, it's just like it counts as a miss anyway.
Yeah,
it happens in the normal game. So it's like they'd have to change the rules in game. But as I said, that like I just think Real Madrid have so many match winners.
Yeah,
I don't even Real Madrid. By the way, Real Madrid have never really played amazing football. I'm sorry.
No,
they just always had like 6 match winners minimum, and that's
minimum. Even from the left back or right back, there's someone,
and that's the problem with that Arsenal are probably gonna have, is that you might catch Vinny and Rodrigo having a bad game, but just one of the other boys might just pop up and do something. I think Atletico was slightly better than Real Madrid over both legs, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but Champions League is very unforgiving, very, very unforgiving. And as good as Arsenal are defensively, you guys are going to have to play the perfect game at the Emirates. And I'm talking take every chance you have. When have you done that?
And even then, it's
3
like
goals. Like you're not going to have to wipe. I'm talking, yo.
Can I ask you a question, by the way, related to Liverpool? Yeah, I was having this conversation yesterday. I says I don't actually know Courtois or Edison or Alisson.
Alisson.
You say
By the
Alisson?
way, Rudiger's penalty. I saw it, and I don't know if he's
that was crap.
Oh man,
only Real Madrid, only Real Madrid. Only Real Madrid.
That was a P roller. What was Oblak doing,
bro? It's gone under his hand, bounced down, and the worst thing is, I think was it Llorente's penalty hit the underside of the bar. Margins for Real Madrid. How about that? That is heritage. What I saw in that penalty shootout, that is heritage.
But you know what? I think with Oblak though, I think he took one little step. I don't know if you lot saw. He literally just leaned a bit too much. I mean, if he just stayed up a bit, he would have. But like you said, it is Real Madrid all over again, and that's my worry. That's my worry.
I thought Rudiger was going to do that run up and do that blast thing he loves doing, not the P roller. Oh, I was just like, what? I'm like, Llorente, I knew he was missing because it's like it was too quick, and you're walking. It was walking quick. How does that make any sense? A walking quick penalty, make it make sense. But anyways, the
underside, but it's it's the underside of the bar.
You know what? Yeah, can we take a moment though to appreciate? See Simeone's son. What a baller! Like honestly, I haven't watched Spanish football this year, and that really that much. You catch the Champions League Atletico games. You catch Atletico versus Madrid, and every time I watch this kid play, I'm thinking this guy is so serious. He's like he's like a modern version of the old school winger where they like to take on a player. A bit like Rodrigo as well. Like the way he plays, it's like this guy's skimming everyone. He's either really good or Mendy's just really crap.
Listen, Conor Gallagher's the one for me though, bro. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving Conor Gallagher over there. Seeing him, I'm
like, didn't you not want him? I swear you probably said to keep him far away when you was linked last season, no?
No, listen, Gunnar Lee was the one saying bring him. And I had my doubts, but seeing him there, maybe it's the system they play. It really works for him, but I think he looks good there. But just, back to what we said about Real Madrid, I'm dreading it in the sense of the Bernabeu turns big players into little ones. We've seen it year in, year out. Now, do the Arsenal players have it in them to go there when they think game's going well, concede a goal and go, compose yourselves? Because that stadium will just drown you. And I swear it gets bigger every year as well. So, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know if you lot saw when Rio Ferdinand did a walk around, he goes, it's like literally getting caved in.
You said the wrong name. That guy would just be like, oh, go round, look at it, Bernabeu, so many different heritage and all, mate, like walk past around the badge, all that. Mate, I actually, funny enough, I got a voice note into him yesterday. I hope you heard it. Called him a beg. I said, your football takes are so beggy. I said, Rios, I got a voice note into him yesterday. Thank you. Yeah.
What
I
was I
don't.
saying? But,
I don't. I think he's one. I think he's the worst pundit since Michael Owen.
Ooh,
Who?
I don't know. That's a
Ooh,
good-
that's a
Rio
big
Ferdinand.
ball there, man. Like shit, man. There's
Isn't
levels
it?
there. That bad?
Yeah, he's that bad. Honestly, biggest beg I've ever seen in football. In literally in football, he's the biggest beg, and I can't stand anything he says. He flip flops more than most people on YouTube. Trust me, I swear down. I can't
you know,
stand him.
I just think he's a football fan. I think he's a football fan before he's a pundit.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
No, I just think he's a beg.
No, he's a football fan, bro. Like
Nah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think with pundits, they have to be, well, they try to be. I put it this way, they try to be balanced as they can, but the fan inside them leaks out more than others. So, for instance, like I think Roy Keane is mad balanced, but that's probably because he hates what Man United have become. So it's not hard for him to be balanced. Do you know what I'm saying? Where Ferdy's like Man United through and through. So you just see it in most of his takes, in my opinion. And I think, yeah, I'm not saying with all pundits in it, but yeah, I just think he's United through and through. That's as simple as that, really.
Even then, I don't know. So I think a proper football fan is what's his name? The commentator. What's his name again? Scottish dude. McAnally. Is it McAnally?
Ali
McCoist.
Ali McCoist. That's it. Sorry, Ali McCoist. That's and Glenn Hoddle. Now they're proper football
Great.
fans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're proper football fans. They talk on the game differently, not flip flop their opinion every 2 weeks.
I always
trending.
feel that with the pundits, I feel like a lot of them that come from Man United, from Arsenal, from Liverpool are very, very biased. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like when you get people like, if you actually watch like the Championship, watch Don Goodman. Don Goodman, he's not affiliated to a team. He just talks about the game and talks sense. You know, you get this. You kind of get the same with Hoddle's not part of obviously Spurs. He's not part. Hoddle slams Spurs on his BT commentary.
Right
in
up
our
your
game.
street.
But listen, I like it when people are honest, but sometimes it just gets a little bit too biased from some of these people. Jamie Carragher, he's another one where he can't see beyond Liverpool. He's a good pundit when he's talking generically. When he talks about Liverpool, it's like he loses himself within
And
the
Mo
player
Salah.
that used to play for
And Mo
Liverpool.
Salah.
And Mo Salah. So apart from when he's talking about, not when he's not talking about Mo Salah as well.
Mo Salah, yeah. But do you know what the funny thing is? We could all sit here, right, and talk about pundits we hate, pundits we love. Everyone's going to have a different opinion on pundits the way they do players. Because, like, if I speak to Spurs fans, they're going to find one pundit that said something really mean and nasty about Tottenham, and they're going to run with it. Like, oh, he's mean. They pick on us. They're horrible to Tottenham. No, they're just telling the truth. Like, it's okay to not be offended by things. So, but
listen, do you know what it is, though? I don't really speak on the pundit thing too much personally, because I feel like if I was to become a pundit one day,
You already are one.
if anyone wants to, if I become a pundit one day, like, I'd probably have a little bit of bias to Liverpool. Obviously, it'll be watered down incredibly because we all have to water down our biases, but in a certain job. But I'd probably have a little bit of bias but I'm very honest about my club. You know what I'm saying? Whether people like that or not, suck yourself. But you know what I'm saying? It's a thing where I think there is a little bit of bias for everyone, to some degree. Obviously different for others, but that's just what I think. Especially if your team's doing well. I think if your team's not doing very well, it's so much easier. But at the same time, not everyone has it in them to not, like, some people, like I said, like, your team could be doing really well, and some pundits or YouTubers will still struggle to pick up the insecurities in your team or what's not going well in your team.
Yeah.
There are people that still, just because your team's doing well, how dare you say something wrong? How dare you point out the negative things? But hey, man, here we are, man.
I'll tell you the pundits that make me laugh months. You can see the ones that don't watch any football outside the Premier League. You know, with those pundits when they talk about other leagues, and you're thinking you don't watch it, like you just don't. They say things like, only in the Premier League would a team in 15th beat a team in second.
Ferdinand.
Like, do you watch Real Madrid lose games every now and then? Like Bayern Munich lose games and PSG lose, but you're never going to change it, right? It is
Paul
what it is.
Merson,
of course.
great one. Paul
You know what?
Merson.
I think with me, I like them. You know, the ones that kind of go in depth. Like one of the ones that I like recently is Ned Manuha. Like when I listen to people like him, like you know, that way they give you no bias, just straight to the point, detailed as well. Like you said, you get a lot of them where they waffle. They don't watch the leagues and they just talk about players that they don't know about. So yeah, that's my thing. Or bring on the Drury, the one that always comes with the great analogy during Champions League game. Peter Drury, A1.
Peter Drury, yeah.
But you know what it is? He said that on Filthy, didn't he, Ned Monoa, where he's saying like a lot of these pundits, they don't know football. They just get a script in front of them about what's happening in the game.
Yeah. That's what some are just there because it's their
It looks
face.
like it sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does look like it. It looks like they're reading off the script. It does, because the questions seem to be too catered, too easy, too simple. The answers are like, there's no thought almost. You can't, usually when you ask someone a question, there's 2 seconds or a bit of a delay for them to think about it, whereas half the time you look at them asking questions and the answer is ready to rumble. It's like they've already read it.
Yeah. That's why Roy Keane, I love Roy Keane. Roy Keane will come out. He's a pundit like he was a player. He does not care. If he offends you, he does not care. He's saying the truth. And some of these pundits is just like, can they win state? Oh, I think they've got a good chance. No, tell us why. Like, go in depth. But hey, never going to change it, man. Never going to change it.
Montonius, your centre backs are sought after. One of them's come up now, all of a sudden, which is, I don't know what they call GFF, whatever, the French source, anyways. Konate, and it's not like it's the first time, by the way. PSG want one of your centre backs, and now there's obviously rumors saying that Konate would rather, obviously French, obviously. I don't even know if he's Parisian or not. Would favour a move to PSG rather than sign a new contract for Liverpool. Do you care?
Not really. Because again, like I think the Konate one, I don't know. I just feel like that's a contract that gets done. Like that's not, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like the Trent one's probably looking mad bleak right now. I still think the fact that nothing's been done is obviously a bit worrying, but I'm just pretty sure that everything's gonna come to light as soon as the season's done. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's the way things are being handled. So players are coming out and saying, I think obviously Van Dijk said yesterday, if you hear anyone that I've signed the contract, they're lying to you, or if I'm moving, they're lying, they're lying to you. Nothing's happened yet. Same from Salah. That's what you're hearing from the players. So, and all of these outlets that are saying they're trying to protect Trent's image. Because, you know what I'm saying, by not revealing Salah and Van Dijk's contracts. It's all very weird right now. I think the way FSG have kind of handled things is embarrassing. Nothing short of embarrassing. We're the only team that could win a Premier League or possibly win a cup double and still have four of our best players, uncertain of their future. That's only Liverpool, by the way. Genuinely, only Liverpoul, innit? Only Liverpool. But it's fine. Like, we won a Premier League, so apparently everything is okay. There's nothing wrong with the club. How dare you complain about the board? No signings and you still won the league. How dare you call Richard Hughes Richard Pubes? How dare you, Montel? How dare you say such a thing about your new sporting director who's brought in fuck and all? Do you know what I'm saying? It's how dare you kind of thing. But yeah, man, it's nothing short of embarrassing. And listen, maybe it's just the way we handle things. Doesn't mean I have to like it, and it don't mean I have to like it, if I'm honest. If you're looking at our centre backs outside of Konate and Van Dijk, it's literally Joe Gomez and Jarrell Quansah. So, hey FSG, hello there. Like, if you look at the back line, that's three guys in the back, and there's Alisson as well. By the way, people forget Alisson's one as well. His contract isn't necessarily ending this next year, but that's another one you have to think about. So you're looking at Trent, Konate, Van Dijk. Robertson's washed. Robbo is washed. He cannot start another game for Liverpool. He shouldn't be starting for Liverpool. But at the end of the day, he's going to start because obviously he's still seen as better than Tsimikas, even though he's not better than Tsimikas. If you look at the whole back line, Robbo should be leaving, and the other three are up in the air. So is
Quansah a failure?
A failure?
Yeah, is he a failure?
Failure. Is Kobe Manu a failure?
No, because he's 19 at the moment.
Wait.
But I'm saying, so basically, hear me out what I'm trying to say, yeah. Konate leaves. Hear me out, yeah. Quansah turns 23 next year, yeah, as well. Konate, what was it? Was
22.
No, he's 22, but he turns 23 next year. What I'm trying to go off for,
Just started the year, Cass. He's 22.
Konate leaves in the summer. The guy turns 23. You think a guy that's been around for a couple seasons should be taking that first team spot? No.
He's been around for a season and a half.
By next season, he'll be around for his third, second and a half, whatever, the full season. Like he's been about, he's got experience. Konate came into the team pretty much at the same age, no? I'm just saying, if he's not the one that's going to take that automatic spot, if Konate was to leave, is he not a failure?
Quansah was playing League 2 less than a year ago.
That does not matter.
Yes, it does matter.
He's been around the first team for 2 seasons.
You said Konate's come in the game at a similar age. Konate was playing top level, elite level football.
But if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Quansah, of course, but no, that's not the argument. You don't change the argument. You said that they've been playing from the same age. Quansah's been playing at a higher level at the same age. Quansah's actually only come into top level football halfway through last season. Before that, he was playing in League 2.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so he's had a full season. He's about to win a Premier League.
Oh, really? I mean, he doesn't play regularly.
He's been hooked many times. He come through last year. So next year, next year, really and truly, I think like if a centre back's coming to that age, I'm thinking he's your own. I'm thinking, okay, if he's a third or fourth choice centre back, it's probably because he's not that good. Like in reality,
let me flip. Can I flip this on you? Sorry,
Rob Holding. Because I was about to. No. Sarah, please, because I know what you're about to say, and I was about to go there.
Is that what you're saying? That Quansah is Rob Holding?
You talk about that, like I mean, because if I bring up a certain Lenny Yoro, and how much money he costs, and how he's not playing enough, and because again, my back line consists of Konate and Van Dijk. So there is not many young centre backs on this planet that is displacing those two. On this planet, by the way, I don't care how good you are. You're not getting into that. So regardless, you're going to be a bit part centre back. So just because Quansah is behind those guys, that doesn't automatically make him a failure or mean that he isn't that good. Also, if my defensive line is that good and a player's not breaking into the team, then what does that say about a certain Lenny Yoro who's Man United? And Man United's defense is awful. Maguire, Lindelof,
yeah, but you've just shoot yourself down on my level.
1 foot because of his injuries. De Ligt, who's fell off a cliff. But Lenny Yoro costs all this money and can't break into that team. I've seen Havens now getting minutes. So because Havens getting minutes, does he get looked at like?
But Lenny Yoro, like, don't get me wrong, like, I think you can reserve a little bit of judgment because it's his first year in the Prem at least, and I know
he's been playing top level longer than Quansah.
Yeah, but not really, but like,
yes,
but for me, like, I don't compare you to Man United. The thing is, right now, everyone at Man United. Yeah, but just because I've made a comment on your player at your club does not mean it has to go rebrand onto United. No, but right now, anyone that has a simple mind will know United are in a bad state. Anyone looks crap. Anyone looks like failures. We hate everybody, right?
Yeah, but
if Lenny Yoro doesn't really land a little bit, maybe next season or so, you're going to look at him sideways thinking, bro, you did pay 60 million for this guy. He's going to be 20. He's had a season in the Prem, he had a season in the French League. Listen to my thing, yeah. Lenny Yoro is going to have a full season in the Prem. He's been playing a lot more, which is fine as well recently, probably because of other injuries and stuff like that, blah, blah. Cool. He's had a year of French football where obviously he got known. So next year, I'm going to put a little bit more judgment on him because he's had 3 full years of men's football. Now, Quansah is coming up to 23 years of age. He's been in men's football for a little second now. Bristol Rovers, Liverpool half the season where he actually looked really good on the clock. And then now, obviously, this full season. Now, if he goes to the next season and Konate leaves, I would think, cool, this guy should be primed and ready to take that spot. Otherwise, you're just a third and fourth choice centre-back that never made it.
But hang on, Kaz, hang on. I feel like we're blurring the lines of a number of subjects here. Like, first and foremost, right? Quansah, his age is very different to how long he's actually been in the Liverpool squad, right? So yes, you could say, okay, he's 22, but I don't remember seeing Quansah when he was 19, 20. I remember seeing him last season and now coming into this season.
He was in League 2.
Second of all, Right, League Two, there you go, right? Second of all, right, I don't know how good Quansah's going to be or isn't, so I'm not going to sit here and back him up that he's going to be the next Van Dijk or Liverpool's next
I'm listening, by the way. Just
first team centre-half. But surely, if you've got Konate and Van Dijk in front of you, right, he shouldn't be playing. And second of all, what's wrong with being at a club like Liverpool and being the third or fourth choice centre-half? It's a squad game. Not everyone can be the guy. Not everyone can be
Konate leaves. I'm saying if Konate leaves,
that doesn't make him. But that doesn't make it a fate. Like the word. I think the word that triggered me in this conversation was we've gone from is he good enough to replace? Basically, what you're asking is if Konate or Van Dijk leave this year, does he go automatically? Boom, he's the centre half.
No.
I wouldn't say Van Dijk. I'd say Konate.
Sure, but you're saying basically if he doesn't take one of their places that he's a failure. Why? There's nothing wrong with being Liverpool's
because this guy calls him VVQ. There's one reason, so I'm not going to forget that. And then second of all,
horses, man. He's a bench boy.
If it's any other about that, yeah. I'm still glad on about that. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I looked at him and I look at him and from prior to, maybe it's just a bad, you know what? Maybe to this season for him, it's just a bad season. His actual best performance for me was actually the other night at right back. I thought he was better than Trent. How about that?
No, I thought maybe he molds into a right.
Trent was one of our best players against PSG.
Nah, I like Quansah. He was getting into them areas. I thought like he was being a bit more of a menace in terms of like, do you know what I mean? In that second half, I thought
they both played very well. They both of them were good.
Well, either tit for tat, I thought that was his best game. He's been hooked by a slot many times, by the way, many times already this season. So it's just like I just feel like for next season, if he's not going to break in, I don't know because they'll go get. The thing is, if they leave Konate, they're going to go get another centre back. Then he's going to be in front of him anyways. And then if Van Dijk leaves, they're going to get another centre back. It's going to be in front of him anyways. So in terms of like where I think of Quansah, and obviously I think maybe I've put him on up because I bigged him up last year. Do you get? Like I actually bigged him up last year. I really liked him. I thought this guy is wicked. Yeah, I was like, where did he come from? And then now it's like, cool.
Okay, here's a scenario for you. One of those two centre halves leagues, Van Dijk or Konate, and they go and bring in, I don't know, just for the sake of it, Mark Guehi, just for the sake of this argument. Yeah, forget who that player is.
Okay, yeah.
So now they're selling Quansah because he's a failure, like you said in your eyes.
Then they have to replace him.
Liverpool now need to go and get third and fourth choice centre backs from somewhere. Are they a failure as well? You can't because centre backs because
he's got.
That means we're continuously regenerating our bench, right? Yeah. So every 2 years, like we need new bench players. It's horses for courses. That's what he is. He's just depth, man. He's just depth.
I agree.
He'll always will be.
Yeah,
and it's not bad depth. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad depth. But right now,
it's not good enough to replace Konate, and it's not good enough to replace Virgil van Dijk. Not even close.
So he's not. So he's Rob Holding.
It's depth.
But that's the only reason I brought up the Man United thing is that because I just think failure was all the way left. Because I wouldn't call Lenny Yoro a failure.
I would say if Kobe has another bad season, how about this? If Kobe has another bad season, he's a failure. He didn't reach the height. Manchester United, he's a failure. Yes, I would tell him. If Kobe Mino has one more bad season,
to be a failure, he needs games.
Look, for me, if Kobe has one more bad season, for me, you did not hit your potential at Manchester United. Let's get that serious.
So he's a failure. He's a failure before 20 then.
He's a failure. Yes, he's a failure at Man United. Quansah could go somewhere else and be amazing. So that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. But Kaz, can I tell you, you're falling into that trap though. Listen, I agree with you. Like he might have failed in terms of has he turned into this superstar? But hear me out on this. The problem is far too many people. We're the worst culprits, YouTubers, right? We're on all day, every day talking about players. Every 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid gets hyped up as the next big thing. We put them on the pedestal, right? The pundits put them on the pedestal, and then we give them a year. And then we're like, oh my God, in 1 year's time, they've not developed into the big thing. They've failed. Some players are brilliant at 18. Some players don't get better till they're 22, 23. To say people, I feel this word failure for me is like, it's just a bit too...
I think stagnated is a better word. I think stagnated is a better word.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay,
but not everyone is brilliant at 19.
There's a lot of, like, again, you could even use Quansah as an example. Quansah was nowhere near this Liverpool side up until the age of 21, 22. Like, there was a lot of other centre-backs for Liverpool, Sepp Vandenberg, that were brought in. You know, there are a lot of other guys that were like, oh, Liverpool at 19, 18, 19. So that shows that, you know, he didn't get his limelight at Liverpool till 21.
What was Harry Kane doing at 18, 19?
I think he's playing for Millwall and Leicester, innit?
Millwall, innit? Millwall and Leicester.
Right.
Yeah, like
Harry Kane kind of broke into the Spurs team at about 20, at the end of 21. So when he was 21, going on 22, right? And all of us, me included, we were like, oh, this guy's got to go. This guy's got to go. He's not good enough. And I'm not saying everyone's going to turn into a Harry Kane, but sometimes some players. So listen, look at Rooney. Rooney bursts onto the scene. You go, wow, amazing.
That's generational, though. That's different.
You can't expect that, but that's the expectation now.
But some youngsters, they take 2 or 3 years of being that squad depth, and then they find their peak, and you go, wow, you've earned it.
Or do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? And I don't want to take anything away from young players becoming generational. I'm sorry, 80% of the time is circumstantial, because Klein had to break his back. Paul literally had to break his back for Trent to get his chance to play regularly. There are some players that they don't have it in them to have to be at their best and be a bit part player. So it's just not in. Even some of the top players need rhythm. They just need to be playing consistently to get the best out of them. And for examples, that Harry Kane needed the chance. You know, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who it was. Which manager was it? Because Levy actually wanted to get rid of Kane. He wanted to send him back on loan to Leicester for, I think it was like 600k. He wanted to send him back on loan and play the big money signing. You know, like, I think there are times where it's circumstantial where these players are.
Months. Look at Mainu, for example. If we're going to use the Mainu example, if this was Kobe Mainu coming into the Man United that were like, when I was growing up, I was probably a little bit older than you lot. If this was the Kobe Mainu coming into Man United during the peak Ferguson era, you turn around and go, well, that's the level, mate. You either hit it or you don't, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you go, fair enough. He's not failed as a player, but he's failed to make the grade at United. I'm not knocking Man United, but this isn't that Man United. So when we're going, Mainu hasn't hit that, who at Man United has done that? And there must be a reason. If none of them are,
then use the same question for Liverpool. Then, if he ain't hit that Konate Van Dijk level or whatever, then you know, I'm just asking.
I'm just saying.
Listen to the words I used, Kaz. I didn't use the word failure. This is the difference. Listen, as I said, Quansah may never hit that. Yeah, but Quansah may never hit that level where you go, this is an out-and-out Liverpool centre-half. Each game you go, he's on the list. But Liverpool fans, I don't know, Monts might tell me. Liverpool fans in the chat might tell me. They might go, you know what? He's not that guy. But you know what? Over a 50, 60-game season and 4 competitions, we like Quansah because he'll step in at right back. He'll step in at centre-half and he does a job. The question is more, is Quansah...
I'm going to use a great example, by the way, because I see many Liverpool fans in the chat, the same names that are getting onto Calafiori, by the way, who's the same age as Quansah. So the fact is, when I ask an awkward question about your player, you lot in the chat don't want, you say energy for energy. What about your players? Blah, blah. So when it comes to Arsenal players like Calafiori, who we all said it gets done up, he don't look that good, blah, 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 blah. Why not the same energy, Arsenal, Liverpool fans in the chat? You don't like it.
Well, I can speak for that. Again, it's the same thing where, again, we spoke about Euro and how he's been in football at the top level. Sorry, Konate, sorry. Calafiori's been playing at the top level for way longer, even though they're the same age. Like Calafiori
comes from a different league.
Calafiori was at Basel.
He's not 23, he's 22.
Calafiori was at Basel, Bologna, international caps, and now Arsenal. And he's only 22. So again, like the footballing experience of his age is still something to take into consideration when speaking about that. But again, as I said, sometimes it's genuinely circumstantial. Either a player has 100 loans and they finally get their chance because again, remember, these are top teams we're speaking about. And to break into a top team and maintain your space, like again, sometimes when Rashford coming at Man United, Martial got injured. That's the reason he came in.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Klein got injured. Trent got his chance. There was no one else. That could play right back. He got his chance. Konate,
fair game. Yeah, fair game. Experience matters. Experience does matter.
Listen, Sabi, you can tell me Dele Alli's situation because I know Spurs still had a very good team at that point under Potter and Dele Alli came in. But I know Kane had to go through loan, this loan, that loan, this loan, that loan.
Kane wasn't. Kane didn't hit the ground. Kane got his chance because Spurs were poor at the time, and Adebayor was doing Adebayor things.
Was it
Soldado
Soldado?
wasn't right for us.
Yeah.
Huh? And then
Soldado.
Kane came in. He scored a deflected free kick, if anyone remembers, which was the game that everyone said saved Poch's job. And then from there, he just went, whoom. But take Calafiori, for example. I'm a Spurs fan saying this, by the way. We do what we do best. And I know people love the drama of it all. But Calafiori's come in. He's had 26 games for Arsenal in all competitions. I'm guessing not all of those are starts. I'm just going to guess. I'm guessing that he's probably had, what,
100%.
15 starts? Somebody in the chat will give me the stats. But again, what we do is Calafiori comes in, doesn't get a full run of games week in, week out. And fans go, he's crap, he's this, he's that. We never learn. Look at Gakpo, for example. Gakpo last year, everyone wanted to, he's rubbish. Look at him this year. Soboslai. Last year, everyone was like, he's not hit the ground running. Look at him this year. We don't seem to ever want to take a little step back and go, all right, he's not came in and blown us away, but maybe Calafiori next year becomes an Arsenal regular and we go, cool, he's good. But we're so impatient.
You know what? Maybe. But I'll say this then straight away. For me, for what I see and what I believe is going to be, Quansah is bang average. That's the way I see it. Every time he comes on, I actually think, yes, that's the difference. That's just me, and I just think he's average, innit? I don't think he's failure as a player. I think he'll have a solid career. Just don't think he'll be at Liverpool, innit? Not that long. Like, that's
a fair opinion. Like,
by the way, remember, I asked
you said failure. I just think failure was
maybe it was beyond. Maybe that's beyond, obviously. But I'm just talking about as a first team top prospect that's meant to hit certain heights that looks like he's going to be a first team player for a quality team. I mean, that is in that respect, I didn't add that context. But remember, I just asked the question at first and look at the conversation it sparked. If you're a third or fourth choice defender, I'm thinking of you like a Harry Maguire, basically, or whatever, or someone else in another team, a Kivy, or I don't rate you, just average. And that's okay, maybe then. That's okay.
But the thing is, it depends on the team that you're in.
He could play next year. He could be sick. You get it?
Yeah, we know.
You could be sick. I know, but the thing is, I just don't subscribe to that. Oh, let me wait. I might not have to say that in case I get called out. Oh no, but like, I'll sit here and say, you know what? We do it all the time, bro. Yeah, bro. I just think comparing him to Konate in terms of football experience and even like a Calafiori was a bit just. That's true. That's true. That's very true. Them, man, as I said, Konate and Calafiori, like they have backlog. They still have backlog at the top level. Yeah. Way longer than Quansah. Quansah's only really got a backlog of like a year and a half max. Where, as I said, like Calafiori's done his thing at I think Bologna and Basel before this. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he got his call up in the Euros or wherever it was. So yeah, and obviously we know Konate's history with see, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, see comments like this.
He's a Liverpool fan. They don't like it. It's like I just got told, Cass, this is beyond shameless, but this is even more, and and I'm thinking like, but now it's okay when I say another player from another team. So it's funny how the game works, but then again,
he's had 11 games.
But then again, to be fair, if it's about your team,
11 games, 11 games in the Prem.
But if it's about
11 games in the Prem starting, only 11 games in the Prem. 11 games.
It doesn't feel like that though. It feels like he's in there week in, week out. No.
I don't know. Maybe you like him. You look at a picture of him every day. I don't know. He's a good-looking fella, but he's only had 11 games in the Premier League.
Pretty privileged tax.
Yeah, pretty privileged.
Can I just say, somebody in the chat that said, Sava, but you did the same to Kulu. And I'll tell you how I know that's not true, because when Kulusevski came in the Premier League, he actually hit the ground running.
He was mint.
Kulu came in for the first 6 months and we all went,
probably even 8, maybe even 8. The other 6, he dropped off that little bit in it because the whole team dipped, didn't it? The whole team dipped.
He was up in the air. It was this high. He had a bar that was crazy.
Yeah, Conte's whole team just dipped though. It's the Conte drop. Let's just call it that. The whole team dropped off. Like, period.
I just think it depends what you listen. If you go out and buy, if Liverpool went out and bought, I'm trying to think off the top of my head really quickly. If Liverpool went out and bought now a 22-year-old who's played 3 years in the Premier League, and they've bought him to come in as a first choice. He's got 3-4 seasons Premier League experience, and he doesn't hit the ground running. You turn around and go, all right, maybe 3-4 months to bed into your new team. After that, now I'm disappointed. But if you're bringing people from abroad, if you're bringing kids in that haven't had a lot of first team experience, and we're going to go, right, hit the ground running now, right? If we're going to do that, then 90% of signings are failures, right? And this is the problem, man. Right? This is where we're at.
That's today's football, though, Sam. Unfortunately, this
It's
so
fast food, isn't it?
today's football is what have you done for me lately? A lot of the time, and obviously we're emotional as football fans, and I think because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the perfect football fan where I've never done that. I've given players less time than I've given other players, just down to preference. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take myself out of that bracket completely, but obviously, I think as a rival, I'm going to give a player a little bit less time than what I give under my badge. Like I said from early on that Rasmus Højlund, for me, early on, I said Rasmus Højlund is rubbish. I think he's rubbish. I said he's.
If you went out and bought Mohamed Kudus from West Ham, Mohamed Kudus has now had a couple of years in the Premier League. We've seen what he can do. That boy, he's got to hit the ground running. There's no excuse.
Because I've got a case study of.
Right. If you go and buy Tyler Dibbling from Southampton, who's 19, 18 years of age,
get more time.
And fans get on his back, it's
but Dibbling would get a lot more patience than the Kudus would get. But at the same time, there is going to be a portion of fans who probably would give Dibbling less time just because he's filling Mo Salah's boots. Or just because of the price tag. Remember, you got to take the price tag. The price tag also plays a massive part in these things as well, in terms of expectation. If certain players come in for free or if they come in for 80 million, do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more, there's so many variables to it. And also, as I said, like, if you're a rival fan, you're always going to give a player, or you're likely to give a player less time because you're a rival fan. So, of course, United fans were always going to give someone like Rasmus Højlund a little bit more time, grace time than say me. I looked at him straight away and I thought, this guy ain't it, bro. He's not it. You know what I'm saying? But people were saying, no, I'm not giving me. Like, United fans would rightly so for that. Not I say he's that bad, but not rightly so. But in general,
you know what? To be fair, I'll concede. I feel like I've been wronged on this one. The experience part does matter a little bit. Maybe I have dived into a little bit too much. You know what? In that notice, I'll give him one more year. Rasmus. No, Rasmus is shit. I know. See, this
you talking about Rasmus?
No. Quansah. If I saw you now, no. Rasmus is the type where you look at him and say, you don't need any more years. You're straight crap.
You're finished.
You're finished. Brother. You can't. You're crap. Please. So I try. I done the whole what Sav is like. I gave him 18 months, and I was like, no, I don't care how old you are. You're crap. I'm sorry. You probably shouldn't be in a scenario he's at his stage of his career.
Agreed.
In his he should be out on loan to probably another Premier League club, somewhere in a Serie A or somewhere else. Just not. He should. He's just meant to not exist here.
Yeah, he's been made to be something he's not because he scored 9 goals for Atalanta. He's been made to be something he's not. It's not his fault.
Yeah, but it's Man United's overall. I look at Rasmus and say it's not him. I look at it as this is actually Man United's fault. I look at him and say you're United's fault. Kobe Minu getting injured quite a lot is Man United's fault. All of that stuff and whatnot. He should not. He's just a part of that part where he's like you shouldn't be first team striker. You don't play to his strengths. Right now. That's what I'll call a transfer failure because he did cost a lot of money as well.
And people remember Rasmus's start for United in Europe was actually very good. People forget that even though in the Prem, because remember he had the injury. People remember Rasmus was injured. He got the injury and he missed X amount of Premier League games. And when he was playing in the group stage, and people don't forget his goal against Galatasaray when he ran all that distance and chipped the keeper, and he was top scorer in the group stages. And even though Man United were playing really bad, Rasmus was top scorer in the group stages for. I think he was top scorer in the competition. Someone can confirm that in the chat. And I thought, cool, let's just see a bit more. And as Love United hit the upset, bro, after 15 games, I saw what I saw. He ain't it, brother.
You know what it is, though? In Europe, the thing is, in Europe, he looks a lot better. Like, do you get what I mean? But that's because in Europe, you're allowed to turn sometimes. It's a bit more slower pace. He's just not suited to a high intense league where, bro, if your touch is 3 seconds of baggy, you're getting fists up, bro. You're getting clattered on 2 sides. You're not getting clattered on 2 sides.
Again, why are Man United? And again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about the standards they're at.
By the way, we'll move this to Man United.
Wouldn't have bought this player like Rasmus Højlund. For me, he had a decent season before he joined Man United. Decent, nothing more, nothing less. back in the good old days, managers and scouts would have looked at a player and gone, okay, he's on our radar. Let's see how he progresses. Now we're in a football world where there's so few strikers that if anyone scores a goal because it hits their arse and goes in, everyone goes, this boy's the next big thing. And the next thing you know, you're 60, 70, 80 million pound down, and every fan goes, right, what you got for me? Someone should have left him there. His agent would have been better to say, leave you there, develop. But
the issue is, Atalanta wouldn't have said that because it's money that they need. They're paying off their stadium.
But they don't get to decide if he can say no, right?
But they can force him out. They could. You see what Gasperini's like. Look what he's done with Lookman. Like all of a sudden, you know what I mean? They're like that. That's what they're like. Yeah, of course I do. In the grand scheme of it, yeah,
shouldn't be going to big clubs like Man United that soon. Yeah, if you're Haaland, you're different. You're next. You're up there. But for me, I just think players like that are being bought in, being hyped up based on nothing. If you watched him play before he joined Man United, like he looked like a decent physical young player, right? But that for me wasn't, wow, let's go and spend 70 million, whatever you did,
that's just bad recruitment. They're too somewhere. United was too fixated on who's going to be the next best thing. And that regime anyways, because it was before Ineos, blah, blah. There's no evidence, but they said, this is probably, he's got power, he's got pace, he's athletic. He'll probably work out and gambled, and that gamble was just, it's like, no, bro. You just
the twisted thing is, there are guys like in the Premier League with his stature who you probably could have got for like cool. When Rasmus
at the time you could actually no, maybe not.
Was Evan Ferguson at the time?
He was worth 100 million. He was worth 100 million.
Yeah, they were quoting him. They were quoting Ferguson at a mad thing. But the point I'm trying to make is that Darwin Núñez for me, that's a failure. Now that is a failure, but he's been here 3 years now. This is good. That if he was to complete the season, next season's his 4th year. Like when we're talking about a case study of a player or just trying to be first on the curb, genuinely, at least Darwin Núñez had a 30-goal season and was scoring against top teams in Europe. In the Champions League, scoring against the best teams. Like as much as listen, Darwin Núñez is not my type of guy. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not my type of guy. But genuinely, there was I understood the reason as to why there was demand for him, even though he wasn't my type of player stylistically. Rasmus had done nothing in football to even warrant the price tag, and for Man United to warrant the price tag, not Brighton. Yeah. Not Wolves, not Bournemouth, Manchester United went and found a kid that has scored no more than 9 goals in the league campaign.
You could have got Solanke at that point.
You're going to be our guy. You're going to be the guy.
Solanke could have been that money, to be fair. Probably less at that point. There's one name. But the thing is,
Solanke come off the back of scoring 19 goals.
No, because I think Højlund signed the year before. No, it was only last year, innit? So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He would have been worth what Spurs basically paid for him. If someone said, would you rather pay 60 million for Solanke or 60 million for Rasmus? You would say Solanke all day long, innit?
No, but I'm saying, you probably prefer Solanke because of his Premier League experience. But bro, if Spurs come in for Solanke the season before he had that 19-goal season for Bournemouth, Spurs fans would be going mad.
I was going mad that we bought him off of one good season at Bournemouth.
Exactly. Even the one good season was like, it's only one. He's done it once. So the fact that Rasmus hasn't done anything. He didn't even have the one. So that means the capability is completely in the air.
Let me ask you a question. And this is my theory on Darwin Núñez, right? Just quickly, it's my theory on Darwin Núñez. I think Darwin Núñez, right? I think Darwin Núñez is the perfect striker to be one of 3 or 4 in a squad at a club like Liverpool. Hear me out, right? I think Darwin Núñez is a very good striker to be a number 1 at a club the next level down from Liverpool. Yes. I think, again, what's hampered this guy is the price tag, right? And anyone expecting him to be the number 1 and be the best player. If you had bought Darwin Núñez for 40 million and then you looked at all of his stats over the last 2.5 years for Liverpool, goals and assists, coming off the bench and being a squad player, you'd say, that's good, right? But because he was 90 million and because he isn't prolific, people are going, he's failed. So I do agree with you. I think he's failed from the price tag expectation, but actually I think he's a good player, not prolific. He's a good player that has good attributes. And I think when Liverpool sell him, I think he'll do a good job somewhere else. I just don't think he's the main man. I don't think he's the main man at that level.
That's my argument. Darwin Núñez is not good enough to lead the line for Liverpool if you want to win big things.
There you go.
Because again, A, the price tag, and B, his big chances missed is just incredibly concerning, and it hasn't improved. That's my problem. It hasn't improved. And for me, if you're not fundamentally a good footballer, bang goals. Bang goals. Now, honestly, I don't care. There were a lot of strikers back in the day that weren't fundamentally great, but they bang goals. You do your job and bang goals. And I'm not saying Darwin Núñez has never banged goals for Liverpool. He scored important goals for us. Even this, he scored a few important goals. But his catalogue of misses in key moments has cost us far too many times, to the point where even if he was a 40 million striker, my question wouldn't be, he's crap. My question would be, why is this guy number one for us? He's not reliable. He's just not reliable. If Darwin Núñez goes to Italy, I think he thrives. I think he thrives in Serie A. I think he thrives in La Liga. I think he does very well in those leagues. And Atletico.
Do you know how many goal contributions he's got?
Oh, Atletico sounds perfect, you know, but actually in the room, like him and Alvarez, isn't it?
Do you know how many contributions he's got for you, Mons?
This season or last season?
Since he joined Liverpool, right? He's got, I'll tell you, he's got 63 goal contributions.
Right?
So I'd be interested to see how many games he started versus that. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and go, that's Liverpool title winning crazy. But if you were to turn around and go, as a squad rotated striker, that's bloody good. But this is my problem, is when football fans say things, people just go, he's shit. But he's not shit, right? His finishing leaves a lot to be desired. But I bet you, if you are centre-backs and full-backs, he is a bloody nuisance to play.
He's a nightmare.
He gives you lot a different avenue. You can go long with him. He runs the channel. He mixes it up. Like his hold-up play for the goal in the first leg against PSG. Listen, I don't think he's great. I don't. But it's just when people say he's shit, I always find it.
When they say, you know what they mean? They mean when we typically say shit, we're talking about to the elite level of player.
Yeah, he's not good enough. When I say Darwin Núñez is rubbish, when I say Núñez is arse, I'm saying for the level of Liverpool, he's not good enough for the things that we're fighting for. Liverpool were, if we go back to 2016 and we were a top 4 team, Núñez can play all day long. We had Benteke as our front man at that time. We had Benteke. Let's not forget where we came from, people. You know what I'm saying? Darwin Núñez would have certainly started and played for us. And as I said, Darwin Núñez has missed. He has let us down one too many times in big moments, and his catalogue of misses, you can't.
I agree. He's hurt you in some moments where you could just run away and be clear and not even have a thought of. Yeah. Oh, you know what? This weekend we got this. Like you could have run away with it in Feb, basically.
And he's by the way, it's not just the misses. It's not just the misses. Because I don't want people to think it's just because he misses chances. Because every striker misses chances. The best of the best miss chances. It's again, I've never been a fan of his all-round game. I understand that he's a nuisance for centre backs.
Kind of like Giroud for Arsenal back in the day when he's missing every easy chance, but all the hard chances.
But Giroud's hold-up play was phenomenal. And as I said, Darwin Núñez, if he had a better all-round game, I'd had a lot more patience for him, because for what he lacks in goals, he'd bring into creating for his wingers and or the on-rushing midfielders. His standout attributes aren't to do with anything with the football. And that is someone to be the main striker for me.
I hear what you're saying. That is mad, isn't it? Not your finishing, not your thing. It's more like your pace, your positional sense, stretching the defense.
Yeah. Which is why I said he's a good option as a squad striker.
So if you want to stretch the back line, if you want to stretch, and the thing is, they'll always beg the question: if Núñez had 38 games where the manager said, "You're going to be my guy," and whether you miss 100 chances, you're going to play next week. Maybe you might see a slightly different Núñez in front of goal. Maybe there might be the chance. I don't believe it, but that's not to say that my opinion is right. That's just my opinion.
Would he start for Man United right now?
Yes, he would.
I think you would. Yeah, me and you would. Yeah, we'd start from Man United.
But the thing is, he would start from a lot. He would start right now. He start for Arsenal. He start for you lot. The thing is, I say the same thing. I say the same thing. This is not me being salty, by the way. It's just it reminds me of Garnacho. Yeah, a little bit. Garnacho's not crap, but I think he'd be a solid player at another
Off the
club.
bench. And even off the bench,
At another club.
yeah, like these scatty players they can make it like last 20 minutes when defenders are tired. They're a nightmare to deal with. They're an absolute nightmare to deal with. Like, I don't know if guys see Darwin coming off the bench and you've played 75 minutes, high octane football, you're going, fucking hell, man. Like, regardless of whether he's going to miss on it, thinking, brother, this guy's just going to keep on running and running and running. And do you know what I'm saying? So, and for the people in the chat going, oh, but Monts, but Monts, you rank Xerxes, what you talking about? I rate Xerxes. I rate Joshua Xerxes, not because of his, no, I can imagine the voice that's like, oh, you rank Xerxes. Bro, I rate Xerxes because as a footballer, his fundamentally he's there. And he's not, for me, he's not a striker. He is someone who brings other players into play. And at what he is supposed to do, that's what I rate about Xerxes. I wouldn't play Xerxes as my number 9 striker unless I have 2 marauding goal-scoring wingers. But fundamentally, I think Xerxes
kind of have that. Imagine Xerxes with Gakpo and Salah.
The Firmino type, right?
Yeah, that's his type. That's his type. And unfortunately, like, Firmino wasn't regarded as the Firmino when he came in at Liverpool because he didn't have
you had to make that.
There was no Salah and there was no Mane until the season.
Who was he playing with? Who was he playing? Yeah, who was he playing with? Was it
Lallana and Milner? No disrespect to them, but no disrespect because Lallana's a good technical player.
Who was that?
15, isn't it? Lallana and
I didn't hear him.
Bro, like, don't get me wrong, Coutinho was there as well. So I'm not gonna act like Coutinho weren't there.
I thought he was there, yeah.
16, but I'm not even talking 16, 17. Like 15, 16 is when Firmino came in. No, it was not. Sorry, 16, 17 was when Firmino came in, and obviously
did Mane come in that year as well? No,
I
thought Firmino came in 15.
Mane came in the season after Firmino.
I thought Firmino came in 15, 16. Did he not?
No, he did. Yeah, we did come in 15. I'm right. Yeah, he come in 15, 16 because we still had Benteke, Lallana, Milner was there. Do you know what I'm saying? So we didn't. But my point is, he didn't have Mane and Salah left and right.
No. But they five to where he's good with. Yeah,
Firmino looked a lot better. Firmino was being played as a 9, even though he was a false 9 kind of cam type player. He's been played as a striker, and he wasn't bad, but he wasn't the same player. Like in 16, 17, you had Coutinho left wing and Mane right wing. All of a sudden, this guy's brilliant. This guy's brilliant. Then as soon as Mane goes left wing and Salah gets signed and Coutinho goes to left centre mid, they're like, oh my days, this Firmino guy's
you're giving me nightmares about that team. That team is disgusting, man.
People will never talk about it. Firmino's first season, people were not speaking about him like he was this.
No, they always say no. I remember him getting a lot of slander because he didn't score goals at home that season. He was always away from home. All of that.
The narrative was, this guy he only likes to score goals against Arsenal.
Yeah. By the way, we're not even on the 300 like mark because there's 11 likes away. It would be nice if everyone just said, you know what, I'm gonna relax a little sec. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna actually go and like video, even if it's off your TV. It'd be actually wonderful to just be like, you know what, I'm happy with this one. It's actually been good conversation, to be fair. As well. Kafka said, dark days ahead for Liverpool. FSG fell Klopp and Slot. 2 free signings in Jan could have made the difference. City will be back. Stars leaving, aging. FSG won't spend. FSG. I think I can't work out if he's a Liverpool fan or not, people. This is a great convo. No delusion or shouting. Yeah, big up for that. Also, in the pinned is Sav's channel, people, as well. So don't ignore it. Don't remove it. It's not just Tottenham. That's his other channel. But in the pinned, it's actually about your team. More than likely. So on that notice, make sure it's called FHTV Plus as well. And then obviously we got others too when they decide they want to make more content, whether it's Big Six Bants, Aussie Gooner as well. Pretty sure he's been back on it. And then obviously Back of the Net podcast. Don't subscribe to Matt. He's a jar. I'm joking. Why did that remove there? There we go. And then but if we talk quickly about Europa League and getting speaking about some predictions, we've got Spurs against Alkmaar, and then we've also got United versus Sociedad. What are we saying?
Come on, Sociedad.
What are we saying, Matt?
Come on, Sociedad. Nah, jokes aside, you know what? With United, you just don't know. Like, genuinely, like I saw the first leg or a bit of it, and I thought, okay, 1-0, big about Old Trafford. I think they'll beat Sociedad. I don't think Sociedad's away record is that good. I'm sure
They're just not that good in general, mate.
Yeah, so I think, but with United, you just don't know. Like, they're going to concede chances. They've got Anana in goal. You don't know. I think Maguire's still out. Is it Maguire? Ugarte still out, or was he in training? Ugarte?
No, Ugarte's in training.
So I think you'll get through it. Though I'm more worried for Spurs though, and genuine. Do you know what? Do you know what? Because before the start of the season, I did a prediction show and I said Spurs to finish 9th, 10th, and people laughed at me. And I said the reason being is that Spurs have too many of them games where they'll be at home, backs against, like the Bournemouth one just gone, chance after chance Bournemouth created. Spurs didn't win the game, and they might win that rare game against City, as I said they would, or United, but there's always struggle in the long run. And I just think this is the biggest game Spurs have probably had since what? The Champions League final, probably. I might be wrong, Safa, just let me know. But no, it's genuinely massive. The manager come out and said, I win trophies in my second season. Mate, after this one, there is nothing left. And I think this is the one where the board will probably just go, and you're gone now. Like, because what else is there? You know what I mean? But I think Spurs have the making of a good team. Very unfortunate with injuries, but are the injuries down to how he's chosen to play? If you look at the type of players, the Udogi, the Porro, you're asking Van der Ven all the time to be going so high, sprinting back constantly. Yeah. And them type, we know, we've seen it with Ryan Giggs and other players. When you get a hamstring injury, like, it does reoccur. And if you're asking a player to do the same thing game in, game out, it ends up taking its toll. So, yeah, I think United will get through. I think Spurs is the big worry.
Yeah, what we got, Aussie Gooner? What's your predictions for tonight?
You're on mute.
You're on mute. You're probably better on mute, to be fair.
So look, Spurs, to be perfectly honest, look, Ange Postecoglou was so happy when he was appointed. I actually had a good feeling he was going to be your fucking manager before you guys even knew. The one thing I know about him, one-dimensional football. That's what he was. That's what he'll always be. He ain't going to change because he doesn't know how to. Yep. So when Spurs fans there and say, oh, he doesn't change anything, it's not his fault. He doesn't know how to. So Spurs are done. No, he doesn't. He plays one style of football. Ask Deji. Did Aussie Gooner tell you that Andrew's going to be a manager and he plays 1D football? Trust me. I did it before anyone else did. That's him. I love it. You're done. You're done. It's over. And you know what? It's good that it is because, to be honest, for Spurs fans, I don't think Andrew's the guy for you. It isn't going to happen. He needs a certain type of player, a certain dynamic, a certain sort of ownership with a lot of money to be spent. And you guys can't afford him. He could be great at a team that could give him money. But unfortunately at Spurs, it's only going to cost you guys year after year. So if he stays there, another season of catastrophe. I think your Europa League campaign is over now. And that's going to be a blessing in disguise for you guys. When it comes to United, I don't know, man. Just like my man down there said, you never know with you guys. You flip a coin on United. I'm hoping you guys are out. Really do. It'll make me feel better. But I don't know, a funny feeling tells me that you guys are going to fucking do it, man. I don't want it to happen, but I think you guys are going to win, man.
So what are you saying, Sav? Do you think you win or lose tonight?
lose, Sav.
I mean, Spurs are just so unpredictable. Like we should be winning. When you look at it on paper, I know football's not played on paper. We should be winning at home. Players are back fit. AZ Alkmaar are a decent team, but let's be truly honest, they shouldn't be coming to our ground and beating us. The question for me is, can we not concede? Because I'm going to completely disagree with the second part of what the Aussie Gooner just said. The first part I completely agree with in terms of he only plays one way. This is it's embarrassing. But he'd be good at a bigger club where he spends money. Listen, this style of play isn't going to work at any football club. I've never seen a team so wide open in my life. He doesn't know how to coach a defense. And it's the age-old saying, yeah, attacks win you games, defenses win you leagues. And the guy doesn't play with a number 6. He can't coach a defense. We're wide open every game. We've lost 18 games in all competitions, and it's only March. We've lost 14 Premier League games. This guy spent nearly 400 million. By the way, when we're saying this guy doesn't spend money, this guy's spent the second most money of any manager since he's been at this club. And what I mean by that is any manager in the Premier League, right? He's got much better players than what he's showing. He doesn't know how to organize a football team. This guy has one way. It's all out, wide open. Let's see if we can go that way. It's not even good attacking football. It's just really, really bad football. I'm going to say it. This guy is a Celtic level manager. He is a Scottish League manager. He's not going, you say this, none of the big clubs will ever touch this guy with a barge pole because he's terrible in his press conferences, right? He's not likable. That's the problem. He's not likable in his press conconferences. He's ratty.
Mate? You know, we gave it a go. What's wrong with you, mate? We're going to go out there and just play our
exactly.
game, right?
And when he's questioned,
that's all we do.
When he's questioned, he does not like it. So, and you've lost 4 games on a spin. What's going on? What do you mean, mate? We know what we're trying to do.
We're just fucked,
could you tell the fans? Because we don't know. So look, Kaz, to answer your question, we should be winning tonight. But I always say this about Spurs. If you wake me up, if I went to sleep now and you woke me up at 10:30 tonight and you said Spurs won tonight, I'd go, yeah, I can see that. If you woke me up at 10:30 and said Spurs lost tonight, I'd go, yep, I can see that as well. We are what we are. But I fear that if we go through this round, and I think we should be going through, we're just delaying the inevitable because this manager, how he's still at Tottenham Hotspur, Kaz, you know I always say this, worst manager I've ever seen at Tottenham. Worst manager.
Who have you got this weekend? Who have you got this weekend as well?
Fulham away this weekend.
I'm not going to lie. If there's a nail in a coffin for the international break, that one could really be. If you go out tonight and then lose to Fulham, it's like, imagine a scenario is like, cool, international break. Somehow this absolute dross United is above you. West Ham go above you. Everton might go above you, maybe. Palace are getting a little bit further away potentially. Like, it could really get to the point where you're looking at it thinking, how are you here?
Do you know what he does, Kaz? He always does this though. Every time we talk about God, he's got to get the sack if he loses this game. He scrapes through somehow. You know, and somebody said to me earlier, earlier in the week, that it was kind of like Solskjaer, a little bit of Man United, where it was like,
that's it.
Oh, this will be 4 on the bounce. Oh, he's dragged out a 1-0 out of nowhere. That's what Ange does. I expect him to win tonight. He's got so much backing from our fan base. And I don't know why so many are going to die on the hill for this inept clown. He is dreadful. He is the worst manager I've seen at Spurs in all my years of going down there. He is dreadful.
But like, okay, so let's say Ange does get the axe, right? Let's be straight. Which manager wants that job? Because when they look at the pedigree that was there, Conte, Mourinho, couldn't get a tune out of your squads. Couldn't. I mean, Ange, whatever. You know, he's who he is. He just came out of a pub, right? But we talk about Conte, we talk about Mourinho, and they couldn't get a tune out of your squad. Which manager's got the ball?
You've just blurred a lot of subjects in one comment there. This is the problem. When you're saying Jose couldn't get a tune out of our squad, did you see the squad under Jose Mourinho when you're saying he couldn't get a tune out of it? And this is
Did you see the squad that he got a tune out for Man United? I mean, he didn't have a great Man United squad. Look what he did for Man United.
Our squad was actually around the Mourinho, to be fair.
Hang on.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah.
Wasn't that bad?
Sorry. This revisionism is shocking. I'm sorry. The squad Man U had was 10 times the squad Tottenham had when Mourinho was there. Mourinho had all duds and Kane and Son, right? He had, and he made that work, right? If you actually look, I might surprise you with these facts. When we're saying he couldn't get a tune out of them, Jose Mourinho was at Tottenham for just over 18 months. Do you know, during that time, with this god-awful squad that was Sessegnon, Dyer, Davis, Sanchez, Aurier, Matt Doherty, Sissoko, Winks, Skip, Ndombele, right? Gedson Fernandez. This is the crap he had, right? Only 3 managers in 18 months got more league points than Jose Mourinho did. And he got us to a cup final. So when we say he didn't get a tune out of these players, what more should he have been doing with that squad? Final.
But that's a question for the manager. That's a question for the owners, because obviously all that wasn't enough for him to keep his job.
That was a weird one as well when they sacked him.
Yeah, but
just before a final. So
He was
that means
coming. The sack was coming,
but-
but it was just, you know what Mourinho's like.
what the point I'm actually trying to make is, because you're doing it perfect, is you've got Ange Postecoglou losing games and he isn't getting fired.
Right.
Right? Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte did actually better than him, and what happened to them? So what I'm trying to say is it the fact that your owners are happy with the failures of Ange Postecoglou, right, and accept the failures of Ange Postecoglou, but won't accept Pochettino? Like, they got rid of Pochettino. To be honest, I think he was great for Spurs. I think he was probably one of the best managers you guys ever had, right? And they got rid of him. To be honest, if they had given him that much more support, it could have been a different story.
Again,
right?
You're conflating two arguments. You're conflating two arguments here. This is the thing. You've got to remember, right? Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte are born winners, right? These guys, right, won't do what Ange is doing now. They won't be happy with what they're given, right?
Why isn't Ange fired yet? Hang on.
Because Levy, mate.
Right, Levy. For me, this is the first time I've seen Levy let a manager go this long. Right, this is not normal. Hang on. I'll get there. This is not normal Daniel Levy behavior. Normally, by now, any manager doing this better be sacked. The saving grace, the one saving grace that this manager has got this year has been that at first it was, well, we're in the League Cup semi-final. So, oh my God, we can't get to a final. Right now, he's still in Europe. If this guy goes out of Europe and Levy still doesn't sack him, then there needs to be serious questions asked. But what this manager will do, here's the difference. This manager will get given loads of kids in a transfer window and go, yeah, I'm happy. I'll do it. Jose Mourinho and Conte will go, you've hired me to do this. And Conte wasn't sacked, by the way. Conte wasn't sacked. So there's revisionism all over the place. Pochettino should have been backed. But Pochettino had a terrible year. We've got to remember the year before he was sacked, the Champions League run kept him relevant. Other than that, the year in between getting sacked was really bad. So, we've got to look at the facts of who it is, what they expect. Do you know what we need? Tell you what we need. Spurs need another
liquidation.
Other than liquidation, we need another Poch. We need a guy that will come in that is not the guy. He's not a Jose or Conte, but wants to forge his way and wants to make a name for himself. And the guy I want is Iriola. He's got the same path as Poch.
But you know what, Sava, sorry, just that one, Sava, because I was thinking about you talking Iriola. If Spurs went to him, I know people are going to think I'm mad because it's Bournemouth, but I'm like, they're kind of on the upish, mate. They've got, and it's not like they've got owners where it's like, they're back, I think it's Bill Foley, the American guy, and the consortium. Yeah. Like, they've got the money, they've got the players there. I think they'll lose a couple though. I think this summer's a bit of a critical summer for them. So it's kind of like Spurs really have to persuade him. But is that a move? And not disrespectful Spurs.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's the food chain.
Is it a move where he's going up?
But it is.
It's Bournemouth,
Matt, this is the food chain. This is the conversation I always have with Wolfie. This is the thing. While Spurs have had a really crap year, and listen, I mean, it's first time I've streamed with you on Aussie Gooner, I think. But Kaz and Monts will tell you this, right? I don't go biased about my football club. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is this: if you look at Spurs over the last 20 years, we are there or thereabouts for 4th, 5th, 6th every season, right? Mm-hmm. Bournemouth are in a good moment. They've got good owners. They're doing well, but they have got a shelf life. At Tottenham, you've got the best stadium in the world. You've got more money to spend on players, and you have got the best training facilities in the country. For a manager like Iriola, I believe that if like Ewan in your chat said Sava's hating on his own team, I can only go by
that's only one person. That's you, and I think
I'm just saying when people say I'm hating on my team, people don't like the facts. Matt, the point is this: Iriola's on £1 million a year at Bournemouth.
That's wild.
If your argument is if Spurs and other clubs better than Spurs come in for him, would he go Spurs? I get it. But are you telling me if Spurs rock up and go, there's £10 million a year to be our manager, right? You've got some really good youngsters to work with, and we know he's good at working with youngsters, right? You've got some really good players in the squad that were not being utilised. You've got Dominic Solanke up top, who you got wonders out of last season. I'm sorry, I don't believe that Iriola and his agent aren't going to go, well, hang on, let's do what Poch did. Poch went to Southampton first, then got the move to Spurs, and then got the moves to PSG and Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
I think Iriola, Glasner, someone like that, I think we are the step up.
Okay.
But we're never going to be winning the big things with Daniel Levy because that's...
You know what? I didn't know about how much he was on. I didn't know how much he was on. I know we talk like 1 million. We talk like 1 mill's nothing, but it is a lot of money. But in the context of how the managers get paid, I'm like,
you guys choosing Angelo Arteta? I think unanimously it's Arteta. Really. But other than that, people subscribe up. You can see their channels. Savage one's pinned. You got Aussie Gooner. You can literally just take a screenshot of this and just type it in the YouTube bar. As well. Has anyone got anything else coming up today?
Not tonight. I've got something coming out. I've got something coming out I'm excited about. But when it comes, I'm making sure I tag you, Cass. Trust me.
All right,
you're
cool.
So unblock me, please. And guys,
you're not unblocked. You're muted.
Unmute me then, innit? I ain't done nothing wrong.
No.
Has he been messaging you like at 1 a.m.?
I done nothing to him.
The mute button's just amazing. I just don't need to hear or listen or read or whatever to any of his shit. Anyways, regardless of all that, we're gonna be back at 4:45 with CB, George, myself, Daps, Monts, Catch. So decent panel as well. And then we'll go on to tonight. In a piece. This guy over to LB's channel, by the way.